Hey guys, welcome back to my tutorials. It's your girl VincyCakeGirl, and today we're going to be making a fondant Easter bunny. Now it's Easter coming up and everyone's all excited about making their cute little characters for their cake. So I'm just throwing in this topper for you guys. Stay posted for my Easter series. We're going to get started with the base of our character. We're going to be molding a round piece of fondant, just about the size of your palm, into the shape of a teardrop. Then we'll be creating an indentation on his tummy using a toothpick or a molding tool of your choice. Try and keep a steady hand while you're moving your toothpick back and forth, creating like a semicircular shape on the top of the tummy. Then smooth out that part. Remember, whenever you make an indentation, if you want to have a smooth edge to it, always go back in with your fingers or your molding tool and smooth out the surface so that you can have that nice finish. I then use my thumb just to press in on the chest above the tummy so that I can have that cute little pouch. And that's it for the base of your character. You can determine the size of your feet for your character, but I love seeing my bunnies with nice big fluffy feet, and I just think it adds to the cute factor. If you don't want to make your feet this big, it's quite okay. Just downscale and use the same steps as I'm about to show here. So I started off the feet by using the same teardrop shape and then molding it into a foot, the shape of the foot. I did that by bending the base upward and pressing the feet flat. You want to make sure that the bottom of your feet is flat so that you can identify that you're seeing the base of your character's foot. So you want to make sure that you go in and check to see if the foot that you have made is in proportion to the body size that you're making for your character and that you're quite comfortable with what you have created. I did not mention previously, but I made sure that I did 2 balls of fondant the same size. So when I'm molding my character's feet, I have the exact size for both feet. I usually eyeball it, but if you have an electronic measuring scale, that will be perfect and you will definitely be on target in terms of your precision of the size of your character's feet. So I've done this a second time for you guys to see all the steps that I took in the first foot, and here we go. Tuck, tuck, and secure. Make sure if your fondant isn't sticking to itself, then make sure you use a little bit of water just to adhere the feet to the sides of your character's body. So I previously made some indentations on the belly and the top, just where I'm going to be making my character look a little bit more teddy bear like. That was not my original plan, but I have an obsession for teddy bears, guys, and I could not help it but create that teddy bear effect on my bunny. So I'm creating the hand turn as you see I did previously. I just created 2 balls of fondant that were exactly the same size, and I put those aside to dry for a little bit. Now I'm going in with my skewers. I would have used a toothpick, but it's quite a little bit too short, so I cut a bamboo skewer to the size and the height, at least measuring about 1 inch taller than my character's body, so when I insert my head there's enough stability. Now my character's head has a small styrofoam ball in it because it was really wet fondant and I did not have overnight to dry my character's head, but I would urge you to let your character's head sit overnight in a ball of fondant, and then you can apply it onto your body. Now it's time to create bunny cheeks. I love my cute little bunny cheeks. What I do is I create like a W shape, but just little swirlies on each side. I started doing this with a modeling tool, but guys, I am so addicted to using my toothpick that I just went right back in with my toothpick and then I pressed under the chin part with my fingers. And that was basically it for my bunny cheeks. I wanted the ears to be nice and long, so what I did, I went ahead and I created the same shape as the hands, which would be a long elongated teardrop, and then I used my tool to make indentations right down. I'll be inserting toothpicks in these, and I did the indentation first, because sometimes when you do the indentations on the toothpicks, then it means where the toothpick is and it's a little messy. So we did the indentations first and then inserted the toothpicks, put that aside to dry. Now I didn't get too fancy on my eyes. I wanted to keep my character very basic for you guys today. So I went in with 2 small pieces of block fondant and I just created little balls and I stick them in on the even side of the cheeks of my bunny. Now I'm going to be doing the twinkle in the eye. Whenever you're creating a character, don't forget to add the twinkles to the eyes. That is a key factor of one of the cuteness that, you know, brings the character to life and makes it look like if it's staring at you. So because I have a black base, I'm going to put 2 little twinkles. Make sure and try it not to make your twinkles overwhelm the blackness in your eyes. Don't make it too big or overpowering. You just want it just the right size, just to give it that little, you know. Who has bunnies without 2 bunny teeth? So I'm gonna make his 2 little front teeth, and I'm just creating like a flat triangular shape and using my toothpick to make a little indentation. I would advise you to use like a pin or maybe your X-Acto knife to make this indentation next time. It was just a little bit too wide for my liking, but it still worked out perfectly fine and she was still pretty cute. Now you know my girl ain't got it going on unless she has her eyebrows and her eyelashes. So I'm just using a fine point paintbrush and just some gel food coloring at the base. Make sure that you don't wet your paintbrush too much or else it will be very smutty. Make sure that you use the gel as thick as possible and use a very light hand while you're painting onto your character. And that's it. No need for me to repeat again that dust in your character is always an essential part of bringing it to life. So I'm just going in with a hot pink luster dust and I'm just highlighting those areas in between the eyes, over her nose, you know, just giving her a little bit of flush on her cheeks just to bring her a little bit more alive to us. Then I said to you guys before, I am so totally obsessed with making everything into teddy bears. So I went in with my stitching tool and I just started making little indentations on her legs, her arms to make her look more teddy bear like. And then I would have gone over with my dusting one more time just over those surfaces that I created, those little indentations. Well, as you may have noticed, I put my bunny to lean up on a glass. I had to do this because she was leaning backward as my surface wasn't quite leveled. And that is something that you can do. Use something to track up your characters, just if you're, you know, putting on the head at the same time and you want everything to set neatly. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching my Easter Bunny tutorials. I am so happy and grateful for all my subscribers. We're almost at 200 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and press the notification bell so every time I post a new video you would be notified. This is part 1 to the series of my Easter Bunny tutorials.